Here, Phil. I'll see if I hear more students. Count to 10. Bill, I'm counting to 10 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. What's he saying now? Good? Phil, we're good? Can we go live?
A big part of rallying is that you're competing with a stock vehicle. Most types of rallying, they're modified. It's a stock vehicle, but they're modified for safety equipment, and the engines and the suspensions are all fairly heavily modified in other types of racing.
Now we've got a competition that allows you to take a vehicle that you can use as your daily driver and you can come out and compete with it.
So many of the vehicles are going to be bone stock, and that is awesome.
If you already own your truck or your car and you're careful with it, you don't beat it up, you can go out and do this kind of stuff.
So many times people buy a 4Runner or Land Rover or a Jeep and just drive it on the streets, but you don't have to. You can actually take these things off-road. That's what they're meant to do. That's what they're engineered for.
A lot of the women are going to be really surprised at what their vehicles are capable of doing, what they're capable of doing.
A lot of these gals are going to be putting their stock vehicles to the limit.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4, the end of day 4, and the Rebelle Rally. Quite a cold Rebelle Rally right now, but we are out in Johnson Valley after a long marathon leg and a long day of competition. I have with me here Team 119. We've got Taylor Polly. I'm combining them. They've become one person at this point. That's how it's going a lot of ways. Michaela Windham. How's it going?
It's good. Today was a little rough, but yesterday was great. So we're happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Same thing. We got back on time.
Yes, back on time. That's a serious goal, and it's hard. I think only 8 of us made it back on time today. So yeah.
Only 8 of you out of the whole lot made it back on time?
Yeah.
Wow. How much time did you guys have to spare today coming back? I know a lot of people were cutting it close.
4 minutes.
4 minutes? 4? Wow. I was gonna say that's a matter of a couple whoop-de-doos too short or too long, huh? That's awesome.
One small wrong turn and we wouldn't have made it. So yeah, my driver's good. She knows what she's doing.
So are you guys switching off at all, or primarily driver navigator?
No, she's driving. I'm navigating. We decided to stick with it. It's the best way. So
very cool. And what's I hear team name? We've got a pretty cool team name.
Yeah, we're at Team Why Not.
Team Why Not. Is there any explanation to that, or is it pretty straightforward?
Both of us, kind of getting into this rally, we were both like, you want to do it? Yeah. I don't see why not, so it's that's kind of how it came around. Yeah.
Were you friends before the rally? Did you find each other through searching for a partner, or was it?
Yeah, we actually just met the Wednesday before Tech. So the day before Tech inspection, we met for the first time. So
wow.
Yeah.
So you guys hadn't done any training together in person at all? What's it been like making a new best friend and together all the time so quickly?
Yeah, it's been so much better than it could go badly. It could go really badly, but it's been great. It's like we're treating it like, it's like a partnership where we're just like, we have our jobs and it's going really well.
So that's awesome. And you had a good time, you mentioned earlier out on course the day before?
Yeah, we had, day 3 for us was awesome. So we've decided that TSD is our specialty, the time, speed, distance rally part, and that's really fun. And so we started the day off with that, and then we hit all of our checkpoints. We got a couple blacks, and so we were really happy with day 3. And today was okay. We got here on time, so
yeah. There's pluses and minuses. I'm sure it's like a roller coaster out there. You have your moments of complete joy and moments of complete, what are we gonna do? And the TSD, a lot of people don't know TSD or not familiar with it. Can you do like a quick explanation for us?
Sure. Yeah, you have to. You're gonna have checkpoints that are unmarked. So all of a sudden, if you're not right on time when you're supposed to be, and you don't hit that checkpoint right, then you're going to lose points. So you just have to make sure that you're following exactly what your average speed is and what your time is, your goal. So it's crazy. It's really hard.
So it's time, speed, and then the
distance.
Oh,
so
distance.
yeah.
Okay.
So for a certain amount of distance, you have to go a certain certain average speed. So it takes a lot of math and a lot of charts, but we've got it dialed in. So
I'm sure all the teams have the things that they're extra good at and things that they're still working on and stuff. But you guys really enjoyed the cell camp night last night. Tell us a little bit about where you guys are at and how that was not having any amenities there for you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We actually kind of ended up in a group in between 2 dunes, and we got to watch the moon rise above a dune. And it was like, oh my God, it was incredible. So, and it was the perfect temperature. We were all just sitting there eating our MREs, and it was a good night. It was a lot of fun. So
MRE, maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with MRE. Tell them MRE MREs. We've had a lot of fun with the MREs.
We had a lot of fun. Meals ready to eat. They had a lot of different things in them, surprisingly. Everybody had a different one, and they were full of all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah. What kind of options did they give you?
We had buffalo chicken, beef enchiladas, good stuff.
Yeah, there was a few other things.
And by good stuff, it wasn't that good. It was just kind of fun to make.
Yeah. And so, how I remember, I'm somewhat familiar with it, but remind me how they set you up for cooking those things if you don't have a stove.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go ahead. I had a little heater pack, and you pour water in, and then wrap it up and put it in the box and wait 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it heats on its own enough to cook the food?
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partly cooked.
It's already cooked. I think it just warms it up. Yeah.
So which one did you guys choose last night? What did you have?
I brought a backpacker's meal and cooked it, so I had lasagna. It was wonderful. But you had what? She actually ate both the MREs. Yeah. She kind of just cooked them both up and just chose what she wanted out of each. So she had the beef enchilada and the buffalo chicken. So.
Oh yeah, I heard the enchiladas are pretty good. Those are a big hit among the ladies last night. That is awesome. And so what are you guys driving?
Oh, that's hers. Go ahead.
Yeah.
97 Jeep Wrangler. It's holding up good. We're having a good time.
Mostly pretty much bounce back?
Ruby the Jeep. Yes. Her name is Ruby. Lift tires, that kind of stuff, but basically stock.
Very cool. How long have you, and it's your Jeep, have you been doing that for, what's your history with off-road, and where do you live, where do you do it?
I'm from Phoenix, so I'm used to driving in the desert. I've been doing it for probably 5 or 6 years. It's a good way to pass the time. And it's a lot like the terrain that we've been going over, so it's been challenging and enjoyable. The driving both yesterday and today were a lot of fun. Great. They did. The course directors have done a great job of making sure that even though it's a navigation-based rally, that the drivers are entertained. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what's your history as far as this rally goes? Is there anything that you've partaken in the past that's similar to something like this?
Not really. I mean, I grew up off-roading a little bit. I grew up on a cattle ranch, so I mean, it was just like I had to drive 7 miles of gravel to get to school. So it was that was my background, but I don't really have a lot of navigation background. I kind of learned it all in the last few months, and I think I'm doing okay, but I mean, this has been like the ultimate way to practice, that's for sure. Just throw yourself right in, so yeah.
Very cool. That's a good way to get started. You got to do it to go to get home tonight. Well, I'm gonna give these ladies a minute to shout out to anyone that they want to say hi to that they've been very out of touch with for the last. For anyone who doesn't know, they are not allowed any. I mean, their cameras can't even tell them the time of day.
Yeah. I want to say hi to my husband, PP. Hey, sweetie. And my parents who are probably watching. Hopefully, I don't know. Hi, mom and dad. So, and anybody else? Just my kiddos. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Wyatt. Love you guys.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, and have an awesome night. Enjoy your dinner. Drew Deckman's hooking us up.
Oh, man. It's been awesome. It's good.
What's for dinner tonight?
Oh, it's roast leg of lamb and like sweet potatoes, and yeah, we're really roughing it.
we're having a real hard time out here. No MREs tonight. All right, thanks so much. We'll be back in a little bit. We'll see you for a little bit more. Alrighty, everyone, we are back. Thanks so much for tuning in with us. Switched out a team here. We've got Shelby Hall and Amy Lerner. Team 134. We have a team name going?
Team HD.
Team HD? And what's HD?
Well, it's multiple things. It's Team Hall Drive, Team Hard Work and Dedication, High Definition.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lots of acronyms, all good, but the same 2 letters. How's it going out there? You guys having a good time?
We are, yes. It's day by day, sort of like hour by hour, and I feel like we're getting better, day by day, which it's a long competition, so you gotta stick with it.
And how's it been going for you? Everything going well so far?
Yeah, I think it's going fairly well. I've done similar type events, but I've never been in the right seat. So I've never navigated. I've always drove. So there's definitely a learning curve. And the thing that you think you know from sitting on one side of the car, when you get to the other side, it's a whole new ball game.
Get a new perspective, I'm sure. And what's your history with off road? How did you get here?
I actually started off-road about 6 years ago, getting ready for a competition in Morocco. First had my first lesson in off-road from Shelby's grandfather, which is how she and I got together. And I've done a number of events in various places since then and had some success, and this one sounded like one that we couldn't miss.
What kind of vehicle do you usually drive in the other events?
I usually compete in a Jeep Wrangler.
So this isn't too far off. You're driving a Rubicon?
Jeep. We also have a Jeep Wrangler. Both the Jeep that I drive and the one that we have here have some suspension and some parts from American Expedition vehicles, so Shelby was great at it, and for me it was really comfortable, and I knew we were going to be well set up.
Very cool, very cool. And what's your history? She mentioned taking classes with you?
So actually my history in off-roading is desert racing, and I think Amy really first got her lessons from my grandfather,
Oh, okay.
and that's how we know each other.
And so your grandfather, Rod Hall?
Yes.
And so now what's your involvement with Rod Hall Drive and that whole gig that's going on down there?
So Rod Hall Drive is a 4x4 really platform. So we do multiple things. We do off-road driver training and we do custom events. Everything off-road.
Everything off-road?
Yes.
Very, very cool. And do you get a lot of it's Rod Hall's granddaughter?
I do, which is a really big reason why I wanted to compete in this rally, to venture a little bit away from that and hopefully make more of a name for myself as Shelby and not so much as granddaughter.
I know. I can imagine. I can imagine that'd be hard to trying to diverge a little bit, just kind of, be the individual person, to have other people see you that way. So what do you think of the course? I mean, nobody, even women that have been racing and off-road forever have ever done this competition before. I mean, what's it been like as far as the course goes and the checkpoints and the TSDs and the combination of all that stuff?
It's been awesome. The course has been so beautiful. It's been so much fun to drive. There's been, I think, a really awesome mixture of technical terrain and also fast running. I am nervous for the dunes, as I think everybody is. We get in our heads a little bit, but my background in off-roading, no dune work. Not a lot of sand, so this is new for me, and thankfully my teammate has a lot of experience. So Amy is going to be talking me through it, and I think calming me down a little bit, and I think that we'll leave here with some more experience, and that will help me in the long run.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what you learn from it, what you take from it. I mean, we had a few things go on today where it's like, at the end of the day, hey, are you all right? How you doing? And what did you learn? And that's kind of what it comes down to in the end, I think. And what do you think of, like, the checkpoints? How are you setting them up in the morning? You're plotting all of them, or what's your strategy there?
Yeah, I've kind of been plotting whatever I have time for, knowing that for me the plotting isn't what takes a lot of time, but what's been new in this event is that it's not just being able to plot and find the checkpoints. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it because there's different types of checkpoints with different point values, and you have a time limit on your whole day. So really figuring out what to prioritize and not getting bogged down with something that you think you know where it is, but you're not sure, and then you end up second guessing and you waste an hour and a half. So that's been really a challenge, and that's kind of the exciting part of it. It's like a giant puzzle and a giant scavenger hunt all rolled into one in off-road vehicles.
It really is a unique combination of events. I mean, they've taken bits and pieces of so many different kinds of competitions in off-road and, asphalt rally driving, all of that, and combined it into this all women's at that event. It's just the whole thing's really, really cool to me, and I'm excited to be a part of it. What did you guys think of the dunes today? We're out in Dumont. Dumont. I didn't say that right. I feel like I need to say it French. Dumont. It's got some sort of accent to it. We were out in Dumont. What did you think of those? I mean, wow.
Well, when we first came in last night, we were in a little bit of a hurry to find base camp, and so we ended a little bit stressed out. So this morning we got up nice and early, and we had plenty of time to get ourselves situated and had an awesome run in the dunes. And we were able to communicate really clearly and get exactly where we're going. Amy nailed it. So it was a really good way for us to start out in the dunes, I think, to build some confidence and get into a little bit of a groove. And plus, that's like the biggest dunes I've ever seen. So it was a little bit intimidating. So, and I know there's more to come. So I feel really more confident today than I did last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's humbling. You get up to the sides of these things, and they're just, I mean, how many, what would you guess, like the feet, you were at the, there was a blue tech point, if I heard correctly, at the bottom of a very, very tall one, kind of in a corner. I mean, how tall would you say that thing is? Like, if you had to guess.
If I had to guess, I would have liked the elevation on the map, but yeah, I don't know, honestly. I had no idea, but it was way too tall to drive up in that. Actually, for me, I had the opposite experience when we saw them last night. I said, oh, those big pieces in the middle are way too big. There's never going to be a checkpoint at them. It will not be safe. So anything that we do is going to be in the little stuff around the bottom, so nothing to worry about.
Very cool. Yeah, I got up to the side of one of those and just stopped and kind of got out and just, it was just this, just this like weird spiritual or something connection with the land. We were like, whoa, like I am so little. I am so little, but it really was humbling. I'm glad you guys had a good time out there. And did you want to say hi to anybody while you're on camera? Anybody you haven't been able to talk to?
Well, I am very thankful that my grandpa Rod, I don't want to say talked me into this, but that he really pushed me to do it, because I really feel like I already am a tougher person, and I think at the end of it I'm going to be much stronger, more knowledgeable, and that's awesome. And I miss my husband terribly, and my dog, so I will be very excited to see them.
I'm a sucker for dogs. What kind of dog?
A poodle.
A poodle. What's a poodle?
Fox terrier and poodle. She's about 10 pounds.
Okay, when we get home, pictures later. That sounds really, really cute.
I would also like to thank her grandfather Rod for pushing me to do this. It's been great. I think it's a great experience for both of us. But I would say hello to my husband and my kids. I miss you guys, and I will see you at the end of the week.
It's closing in sooner than we think here, but it's going great so far. All right, hey, thanks so much, and thank you for coming and talking to us. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys back in a few minutes. Once again, I have pulled these beautiful ladies away from their dinner because they intrigue me. We've heard a number of stories going around about quite a roller coaster of a ride. We've got Team 126, Andrea Schaefer and Michelle Davis, driving the Team Sugar High Jeep. Sugar High. So I want to hear about everything starting from the 6-second story, because I got a little bit of it earlier, but everybody else needs to hear it because it was amazing. And this is yesterday. Well, starting with yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, the 6-second story. Okay, you can, a little brain damage today. Okay, so yesterday we had an amazing day. We were coming in at the end, totally lost, could not find our final checkpoint, which is our base camp. And we were running down time, and all of a sudden we had like a minute left maybe, and Andrea pointed it out, and we just started hauling butt, and we got there, and we had 6 seconds left, and we pulled into sled. Yeah, and we didn't know, though. We had to click on our little clicker, and we had to wait to get the official time, and we did it with 6 seconds to spare. So we were on a huge sugar high at that time. And there was plenty of celebrating going on. Yeah, a lot of celebrating. We were pretty excited. So sugar high. So sugar high, and then I heard there was a little bit of a sugar downer later on in the day. You can tell the day. So we had a sugar crash. We came to the top of a dune, and instead of looking to see where we were going, we just went off the other side and turned our Jeep into an airplane. And we went nose down and then hit the back really, really hard. What was the outcome of that? So it bent our axle really bad, and then busted our back window open, and broke the hitch off the back, or not the hitch, but the tailgate down. Yeah, and the bumper. Tire mount, the bumper is all bent out. So, but yeah, that's what we did. So we just spent all day at the mechanic shop, and then now they fixed the axle. They straightened it enough to drive it, and then now the axle seal is leaking. It's leaking a little bit, but they're figuring out a seal for it. They are going to try to get us something hopefully by tomorrow morning. If not, they may have to work a little bit more tomorrow, but we should be back at the start line either tomorrow morning or the next day. We will have our back window, a tarp covering it, and we will be looking pretty sad and probably going over just some of the easier terrain since we both have some pretty significant whiplash. But we're still here. We're still going. So we're hoping to hit the start line tomorrow. That's the goal. That's what the mechanics are working on right now. They're trying to find a temporary seal for it, and our goal is to hit the start line tomorrow morning. So they were able to bend that entire front axle housing back to the way it was? Mostly back to the way it was. They took it to a shop in Hesperia, a super awesome shop, and they straightened it, and then they put about 5,600 pounds of pressure on it to make sure. They said if they did any more than that they were afraid they would like break it or tweak it or do some more damage to it. So it's not perfect, but we can continue with it the way it is right now. Well, as long as we get the leak fixed. Well, and the tarp on the back window. I mean, this whole trip has been the keyword of this trip is improv. I mean, we've had tents break, we've had all sorts of things go down that you do what you can with what you have, and you keep going. What do you guys think of the course? Most of it's been beautiful. It's been really fun to drive through a lot of these mountains and different terrains and stuff, and yeah, it's been great. It's not so fun to fly through them, but driving through them's been great. We don't recommend driving over the dunes. We recommend, going slow through them. Yeah, we've learned a lot though. With, every day we've had some pretty significant mistakes, not necessarily as major as today, but with each mistake we learned so much. And the main thing is we came here to finish a rally, and so even if we have to push that Jeep, we are finishing this rally. That's good. Well, your attitude is contagious. I mean, it's your positivity. I mean, it's been really cool. I mean, I feel like other women too are out there and have seen you kind of go through this stuff, and just like they're still smiling and they're still running around and having a good time and just enjoying it. At the end of the day, it's an adventure. Yeah. So like she said, we're here to finish, and that's what we're gonna do. And I'm so thankful for my teammate because I can't imagine going through this with anyone else but her. So. Did you guys know each other before the rally? We met in July. Yeah, in July. It was through the rally Facebook page. People need a partner. So, and I swear God had a hand in this because we could not have had better matching. It's been awesome. Yeah. That's great. And what are your backgrounds in off-road off-road or maybe navigation, overlanding, something totally different? What brought you here? Me, absolutely nothing. Good answer. It's something I've always wanted to learn, wanted to try, and so I just decided what better way to do it than just to totally dive in. And before the rally, my husband and I rebuilt my entire Jeep
and that's my first time. I've never changed a tire before, so I learned all about mechanics and working on that, and then started taking some off-road driving classes, took navigation classes, and this is my first time doing any of it. So it's been a whirlwind, but I'm loving it, and I'm going to continue. Well, hats off to you. You're doing a great job. You're killing it. Yeah. And how about what's your background with all this? How'd you get here? I've been off-roading and camping for about 15 years. Not navigation, the style of this navigation, but just with a GPS. And my family does a lot of camping and off-roading and rock crawling and that kind of thing. So I heard about it actually at the Overland Expo through Rhonda and Rebelle at the Ladies' Night, and then knew I had to do it. Very cool. Yeah, there's a handful of women here that hometown Bozeman, Montana. Yeah, and that's your okay. So here we are thinking, wow, this must be a really big place. must be this huge city. There's so many women here from Bozeman, but that's Rhonda and Rebelle bring everybody in. Yeah, they all know each other. She's from Bozeman and I'm from Las Vegas, so Rhonda and Rebelle are just so inspirational in themselves, and so I think they've inspired a lot of women here, not just ones from Bozeman, but from a lot of people who just know of them, and so they're great allies for the rally. Well, they've done a lot to spread the word and to bring in a lot of really awesome women in that we probably might not have ended up with had it not been for them. So that's awesome. Thank you, Rhonda and Rebelle, Team Excels. Hey, I want to give them a second to say hi to anybody at home. Hi, Michael, Carter, Carson, and Eleanor. My parents, my in-laws. And hi to my wonderful, amazing husband and my two daughters, Kenzie and Faith. Kenzie's in college and Faith's in Costa Rica. Woo! Love you. Love you guys. All right, well, we're going to actually take a look at some of the footage from today, everything going on. Hey, at the end of the day, it's all good, right? That's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Back to your dinner. Go eat.
I think exploring it's human. You discover yourself. We need to find the kid that we have inside and to keep exploring.
Yesterday we had the sugar high and today we had the sugar crash.
Can you explain what happened?
We came out of Dune too fast and didn't see what was on the other side.
Yeah, I thought it was a slope and it was a drop off and didn't have time to stop.
Then we went nose into it.
We went over the drop.
Busted out the back window, the back hitch broke. It looks like everything on the front end is okay.
Yeah, that's the part I'm most concerned with.
Nothing's leaking, nothing looks like majorly damaged on the front end. It's just on the back end.
So what were you just doing now?
Walking to the checkpoint to get points.
And you walked there and back?
Yeah, twice actually. Well, I walked there walked there twice and walked back once.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be in SEMA in a week after the rally.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got one last team that was willing to step out for a minute with me here, and we're gonna do a little bit more talking and get you some more pre-played clips that these wonderful media guys have put together for us. I've got Team 110 with me. We got Naomi Greb and Amy Cronin, and they have been nice enough to come out here and shoot a little info into me about what's going on out on the course. What do you think? How's the days been going? They've been getting steadily harder. They've been really fun, though, all in all. It's been very challenging, probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And we've learned a lot, and we've seen so much beautiful stuff. I wish I could come back and drive it all with my family. It's just amazing. It's been breathtaking constantly. We're like trying to find where we are and then like stopping and looking around and like, wow, this is amazing. Nobody ever gets to see this, and so it's been really cool. That's good. I'm glad you're taking some time to enjoy the view. That's part of the gig, right? What do you think?
I echo what she said. It's not easy. You know, it's like we train for it, we practice for it, we get it all on paper, but getting out there and doing it for real is a whole different ballgame, and it's really like constant. You know, it's like you get a checkpoint and you're like, oh, I got a checkpoint, but then, oh my God, I gotta get to the next one. You know, and it's just like nonstop.
So what do you got? What are you driving again? 91 Toyota Land Cruiser. Hers. Very cool. Is it a diesel one? I know some are diesel, some are gas.
Nope, it's gas. It's slow and thirsty.
Slow and thirsty. That's awesome. I can't say enough good things about this vehicle. We've driven crazy stuff. I mean, really crazy stuff, and we've hardly put it in four-wheel drive. It just goes. It's like we call it Stormy, and Stormy doesn't take no for an answer. I mean, Stormy just keeps going, and I'm so impressed. I mean, we drove through crazy powdered sugar stuff to get to this base camp, like in the dark, and we were late, and it was kind of a mess, but it was kind of fun too. And we didn't put it into four-wheel drive until I finally was like, you know, I would feel better if I was in four-wheel drive. But I think we could have gotten here without ever doing that. I mean, I really think we could have. It was crazy. And it's funny how stopping just to do that can be a decision in and of itself. Yeah. Trying to figure out when and where and if we need to do something like that. Yeah, we're kind of doing that the whole time. Because you can go so much faster, and a lot of what we've been doing is faster, and then you need to like slow down really fast for something and faster, but we've got to like keep the clock is constantly ticking in our head as far as, you know, getting as many checkpoints as possible. So we kind of have been doing a lot of fast, slow, and so putting it in four-wheel drive is kind of a big decision, because then we have to make the decision that we're going to drive very slowly over these things. So anyway, yeah, it's been really fun, really awesome. We have a team name going?
We're Team Quillamine.
Quillamine with the M?
Yeah, Quillamine.
Where did that come from?
Well, we met up in the state of Washington, camping with an overlanding group, and the Quillamine is a wildlife refuge area up there, and that's where we met, and we first kind of got the idea of finding ways to, this was long before this, but we wanted to find a way to make, to get it so more women would go out and do this whole overlanding kind of thing. And then when we heard about the rally, we got started doing stuff like that, and then Naomi's family was transferred due to work to Minnesota. And a couple years later, she found out about the rally, and she was like, she remembered that conversation we had, and she contacted me and said, hey, you want to do this with me? And I was like, done, let's go. Yeah.
That is really awesome. Has it been, you guys made a lot of friends? I mean, we have all these super diverse, but all completely amazing women here together. What's that been like for you? That has been so cool. It's been so fun to, you know, we come from all different places, and just to all come together like that, and to find, you know, a common ground, I guess, and just enjoy each other's differences too. It's been really cool and really fun.
It's supposed to be a competition, but I mean, I did not feel competitive with any of these people. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but I mean, it's like, you know, like we want to help each other, and nobody is all gung-ho to win at anybody else's expense. It's really great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We've been helped, and we've helped other teams multiple times, and each time it's like, you know, any team here, I'd be thrilled if they won, because they would deserve it. They worked hard for it, and that's just the way it would go. So we're excited to see how it all pans out. We're really enjoying it. and enjoying driving and navigating alongside these really cool women.
We haven't even yelled at each other yet at all. That's a victory in and of itself, considering the conditions some of the time, the stress and the frustration. That's very cool.
Yeah,
so you guys,
we've been making it a point to sort of try to sit back and objectively look at our decisions throughout each day and sort of dissect what we did and where we screwed up. And I think we've sort of tried to not apologize too much, but also be willing to admit when we were wrong and not, but then not like dwell on it, you know, just be like, okay, tomorrow we try to do better at that thing, or tomorrow, you know, I'll remind you to do this, or tomorrow, you know, what could I do tomorrow to help you with that, and just kind of move forward from there. So
totally. We're also making up songs as we go because we have no music. So, you know, we've got all kinds of brand new overlanding songs that we're inventing.
Yeah, there you go. You could sell those to a Girl Scout camp company. Copyright them.
Buy that. I'm not sure they're worth any money per se.
Or any listening, actually. You might want to plug your ears when that starts happening. Well, you got to record them and let other people decide, really, is what's going on. So what's your history? You look cold, so I'll try to speed this up. I'm still pretty buzzed on adrenaline from getting here and, you know, the 3 huge areas that we went through today of California. That was pretty amazing. So anyway.
Oh, cool. What's so overlanding, and specifically overlanding, and now where does the navigation come in for you two? Are you trading off with driving, navigating, or any history with navigation before? Not really. We've done some training for this, but that's about it. But I'm the navigator and she's the driver, and it's kind of working out. You know, we were open to trading off, but we kind of picked those roles from the get-go. She's had a bit more overland or off-road driving training than I have had. And so we picked those roles and then kind of I really dedicated myself to learning the navigation. And so I've gotten all these little like ways of doing things, you know, that it's just we've sort of fallen into these roles, and she's a great driver too, so I don't want to lose that. So yeah, I mean, it seems to have worked out.
Very cool. Anything else going on? Any good stories? Good road trip inside jokes happening here? Now that you ask, my mind is completely blank. But we basically have a running litany all day long of interesting things. Today we actually tried to speak in Shakespearean for quite a while, and that, I think it may have cost us a checkpoint. but
you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, but we were highly amused by the whole thing. Yeah, I could barely read out stuff, let alone try to mimic the language there. Was there anyone you guys want to say hi to at home you haven't seen?
Hi everybody. Family, you know, friends, everybody.
All the people.
Yeah.
All the people. Yeah, my husband and my kids, and yeah, it's been really super weird to not have any contact with anybody, so I kind of feel like I'm on an island or something. But yeah, and the Exodus Road is who we're rallying for, and they do really great work in helping local law enforcement in different areas free women and children from sexual slavery. And so yeah, we want to give a shout out to them and the great work that they're doing.
Wow, that's very cool. I didn't know that was a connection to your team and to what you're doing out here. That's really neat. Bringing awareness to that kind of stuff is yeah, very cool. Well, thank you. I'll let you get back to your dinners. Appreciate your time. You guys have a good day tomorrow. Enjoy it. And thanks again for joining us. And it's been awesome out here. We're having a great time. It's been a roller coaster, ups and downs, but yeah, lot of really cool people all hanging out together. So thank you for joining us. Enjoy the video that the guys are going to be playing for you. They've put together some really good stuff. So have a good night, and we'll see you back tomorrow.